Hello children. So once again I'm before you with the chapter Poet and Pancakes, right? And I have already made a video for the same chapter on the same chapter Poet and Pancakes, and in that chapter I have described what was that pancakes, how it was used, who were the famous actresses who might have used that pancake brand as a makeup material, and then I've also described a lot about the makeup department, and it was also described there in that video that who were the different people, who were responsible for applying makeup to different actor and actresses. And there was a detailed description about the that makeup department which acted like a solidarity which unified our country. So today in this particular video we would talk about the remaining half other part of the chapter, and here I would like to start with the Subu Babu. So, let us understand this character, because there is given 2 to 3 pages about this person, Subbu Babu. So his full name was Kota Mangalam Subbu, and in position he was next to Vivi Vasan. Who was that Vivi Vasan? Vivi Vasan was with the owner of the Gemini Studio, and in this position in rank and power, this Kota Mangalam Subbu was next to the boss, right? If we talk about his talent and his being multifaceted personality, so he was a tailor-made person for film. And of course, you know that when a person like Subu Babu around, making film must have been very convenient, and he gave his definitions and direction to the Gemini Studio during its golden age. Now he was so talented. Suppose there was a particular scene which was being shot, which was being shot by the producer, and the producer did not have any idea how to shoot that particular scene. So Subu Babu would immediately come out for so many plans, and that plans were gladly accepted by the producer. So he was so talented. Now his talent was not only restricted with with the film making. He himself was a great poet, but because of his success of movies, the success of his movies, that dwarfed and overshadowed his talent as a poet. And he preferred to write poetries for the masses, for the common people, right? And then he was also a very great poet. So this was another personality of Subu Mangalam, Kota Mangalam Subu Babu. And next, what do we see about him? So we also see that, so the Subu, Kota Mangalam Subu, he never aspired to go for the main actor role of the main actors. He never aspired for that. But whatever the small and the other the small acts which he played, the role which he played, so his small act and his small act was in no way it was less important than the main lead actors of the movies. Now if we talk about his behavior, he was a very sociable person. His home was he always was a very good host. He invited people. His house was always full of buzz of people, and entertained and became a very good host for the people. Now in spite of that, in spite of being a very improvident person and a very charitable person, it was not that he was without his enemies. In spite of being improvident and charitable person, he had few enemies in the Gemini Studio. And it might be because of, he was very close to the boss, and he was very intimate to the boss. Or it might be because of his general demeanor, which assumed sycophants. Or it might be because, that he used to say nice words to every person whoever came in contact. Because of certain things, he had certain enemies at Gemini Studio. And there was one this man from the makeup department, who would wish direst thing for Subu Babu. So this something we have seen, we have discussed that Subu Babu, Kota Mangalam Subu, how he was as a person, how he contributed into the making of films, how he was as a person. All this thing we have seen. Now as the chapter moves on, we find that the Subu Babu was always with the boss, but on the attendance roll, he was grouped under a department that was called story writing department. Now let us understand what was that story writing department. So that story writing department comprised a lawyer and an assembly of writer and poets. Now that lawyer was officially called a legal advisor, but the people referred to him just opposite. So now after this, there is a very brief discussion and very brief description about our finest actress. She was very new to the Gemini studio. She was extremely talented. But this actress who was very extremely talented, at the same time, she was also very extremely temperamental. Now, what happened during the shot of a shooting of a particular scene, she blew over at the sets, and this legal advisor, the lawyer, when she blew over, when she lost her temper, this legal advisor played the recording, pressed the recording button, and all this she spoke got recorded. And after, when that actress stopped, this legal advisor played it again, and there was nothing as such that she spoke some foul words or something bad about the producer, but again, out of that, she could have not really recovered from that incident, and that brought to an abrupt end to her career. Otherwise, she could have been a very promising, a very big star for the Gemini studio. Now, if we talk about the people of that story department, so there the people wore khadi dhoti and khadi shirt, but this legal advisor, his way of dressing was totally different than how the other people dressed themselves. So this legal advisor wore a shirt and tie and pants. So he looked very, very strange and weird in the among the people who were Gandhiites and Khadiites. Now, there were some people who were close to the boss, that V.V. Vasan. So this legal advisor also, produced certain movies, but the movies were not very popular in terms of making money. Now, one fine day, the boss closed down the story department, and this was for the first time it happened that that a legal advisor, a lawyer, lost his job because the poets were asked to go home. Now, there is another incident in the chapter. It's mentioned as we move on further with the chapter. So that Gemini Studio, provided a perfect place for the get together, right? It was a favorite place and hound for the getting together, and the poets from the different walk of life, and all the famous poets of that area, Madras and the South India, they used to come and sit over there. The reason being that there was a particular mess canteen which catered the purpose of these people, and they served a great place for all other poets to get together, to come together, and to sit and discuss. And now I must tell you, it is also mentioned in the chapter that it was the time of the rule of the Congress, which prohibited getting together people and sitting and talking over a cup of tea. So for that reason, that particular place was very famous. But otherwise, all the people, they were followers Gandhiji's, they were Khadi. But apart from that, they did not have any other interest into politics, right? They did not have any interest among politics, and they did not like the communalism, right? They did not like communist, because they understood that they considered that communist was a godless man. But now this communalism term, in the coming few pages of the chapter, we have a lot to discuss about the communalism. Now, there was supposed to come a team of MRA. MRA means there was Frank Bachman's Moral Rearmament Army. In short, it's called MRA. So in the year 1952, so there was this MRA. This is Moral Rearmament Army. They came to India, and they were looking for a particular place where they could stage their plays. And Gemini Studio, they couldn't have thought or couldn't have got any other better place to stage their plays better than the Gemini Studios. And the people of the Gemini Studios, they were glad to have received the MRA group. Now let me tell you that this entire MRA group, it was a team of 200 people, and these 200 people were from 20 different countries. So that Japanese studio was a perfect place. So this MRA group, they went on staging two famous plays. One is Jothan's Valley. The first play, the name of the first play was Jothan Valley, and the name of the another play, second place, was The Forgotten Factor. Now, if we talk about the theme of these two plays, which this MRA group had through their plays, it was the theme was very simple, very plain, and it dealt with the simple home factors, homilies. But the costumes and the designs and the sets were of first rate. Now these two plays, went on the people. So in that Gemini studio there were people of 600. So these people enjoyed time and again and again, they watched these two plays, that is Jotham's Valley and The Forgotten Factor, and they got highly influenced. And in the coming, for the many years to follow, the most of the plays which were staged by the Madras people or South Indian people. In all those plays, we could see that there was a great impact of these two plays of MRA, that is the Jothan Valleys and The Forgotten Factor. Like, if any plays which the South Indian people were going to stage, we find the two particular scene of the sunset and sunrise, which was shown in the play Jotham's Valley, was shown into that. Apart from that, what was common, what idea was derived from MRA groups of Jotham's Valley play? It was like the bare stage, the background of the curtain, and a tune was played on the flute. Now, for like after this MRA group left, for many years they wondered, they couldn't find out the reason of their visit to Gemini studio. But after many years, this writer came to understand that this MRA group, it was a kind of counter movement against international communalism, right? But and we simply see that this the owner of the Gemini studio played simply into the hands of those MRA group. Now, as the chapters went on, as it moves further, so now here the MRA incident is over. Now that they all of a sudden, the rings of the telephone of the all important people, the rich people of Madras, started ringing. Why it happened? Because suddenly there came a news that some very famous poet of England was going to visit South India. So all the people were trying to capture his attention, and were trying to invite him. Now the people of the Gemini studio, they were not much exposed to the literature of England. So when they heard the name of the poet, that there was supposed to come some poet, so they started thinking that who could be that poet, because there were very limited number of poets. Either it could be Tennyson, or it could be Wordsworth, or it could be Shelley, or it could be Keats, or it could be Byron, or it could be Eliot. So these are the name of the 5 6 very famous poets of England. But then again, they came to know that it is none of these poets. And finally they came to know that the poet who is coming, he is not only a poet, but he is also an editor. And the boss of Gemini Studio, that is VV Basan, he himself was also an editor. So he wanted to invite that, and coming over here, his name was disclosed that the poet who was supposed to come, he was none other than but Stephen Spender. Now this Stephen Spender came, and the boss of the Gemini Studio, that he gave a welcome speech. And his speech was, he just spoke on not very important on terms from here and there. And his speech was here and there, he described, he mentioned about democracy and about freedom. Now when it was turned for the Stephen Spender to come and speak and address the people, he was a tall guy, he was an Englishman. And that time, so whatever he spoke, nobody there at Gemini Studio could understand what he spoke, because his accent was pure English, and he spoke very fast. So hardly there was a man present in the Gemini studio who could understand what did Stephen Spender say. And after that, Stephen Spender went back, but and all the people here, they remain surprised that, and they wanted to know that what made Stephen Spender visit Gemini studio, because here Gemini studio was all about making movies in and here why did he come, so it all remained a mystery. Now, after some time, as the chapter moves on, we find that there was a kind of story writing competition was being organized by a British periodic named Encounter. And uh, and this writer, the writer is particularly got interested to be a part of that story writing contest. So that story writing contest was getting organized by a British periodic, and the name of that British periodic was the Encounter. But before an encounter, and before actually the writer wanted to participate in that, he wanted to know that who was the editor, what was the name of that editor, the periodic Encounter. And having done a bit of research, he came to know it was the same person who came to Gemini studio years back, and he was the Stephen Spender. And when the writer came to know that the editor for the Encounter periodic was Stephen Spender, he felt like he got to meet his brother who got separated long back. And the writer also thought that the same thing Stephen Spender might be feeling about the writer when he got his message and the postal information. Now, as the chapter goes on further, we find that the writer of this chapter, he gets retired. And after retirement, one thing is very common, people have lots of time, but they have less of money. So the same thing happened with the writer. He got retired, and after retirement, he did not have much of work, but then, and less of money, but he had more of time. And then one day he was moving freely on the streets of Madras, and then he was moving in the Madras Mount Road post office. And on the streets, there the books were getting sold, and the books were getting sold on a very on a very nominal price. So he could purchase books on rupees and 50 paise. And it was the time when Russian Revolution, it was the anniversary for the 50th years of Russian Revolution. And when the writer bent it down, he picked a book, and the name of that book was The God That Failed. Now, children, here I need to tell you, and the writer bought that book at the price of 50 paise. So the price of that book was 50 paise, and the name of that book was The God That Failed. So the God That Failed, I need to tell you what is that God That Failed book is about. So the God That Failed, this book, it's not only written by one person, it's written by 6 different persons, the most significant and prominent writer of the 20th century, 6 different writers from the different part of the world. And what did they write? It a collection of essays which have been written by the 6 different writers of the different parts of the world. They came from the different parts of the world. And in that book, which is The God That Failed, they have mentioned their journey into communalism and their disillusioned return. What does it mean, that journey into communalism and their disillusioned return? It means, initially these 6 writers, that got interested into the idea of communalism. But as and when they started studying communalism, they understood it was not as it when it appeared from outside. So finally, so this book, the name of this book is The God That Failed. This book is a combined effort of the 6 different writers of the world. And in this book, these 6 writers, they have described their journey into communalism and their disillusioned return. Now, and one of the writers of The God That Failed was Stephen Spender, the same poet who came to Gemini studio, 10 years back. Now it became very clear to the writer, and his reaction at Gemini studio was no longer a mystery. So maybe it was that the last line, the final 2 line of the chapter, I'm going to quote exactly the 2 lines. And that the boss of the Gemini studio may not have much to do with Stephen Spencer's poetry, but not with the god that but not with the god but not with his god that failed. So these two are the last line of this book. Once again I repeat, the boss of the Gemini studio may not have much to do with Stephen's poetry, but not with his god that failed. So children, this was the complete chapter. So combining first video and second video, if you listen to all my discussions, what I have had just now with you, you listen to these discussions and go through the textbook, you will not face any problem, and you will thoroughly enjoy, and you will have a good command over the chapters. Thank you and God bless you.